Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We're going to talk with Donna Tergeson. She is a holistic health counselor. She's the author of a book called Nourish Our Kids. And she is a self-described teacher, inspiring, an entrepreneur, an author, a lecturer, and an optimist. And I welcome Donna to Late Night Health. Donna, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So let's go back to the early 90s. You were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Did allopathic medicine help you?
Yes.
Allopathic medicine helped.
I think it was a combination of Western and Eastern medicine.
And when we talked a couple of days ago, I asked you, do you still have MS, multiple sclerosis?
I do not.
Wow. That's amazing. What did your neurologist say when you said, hey, look, I can tap dance again?
Yeah, so my neurologist initially told me that I should have good health insurance, and there was no medicine on the market to stop the progression of the disease. I was 26 years old, and he said, have good insurance, have your children early. I suspect you'll probably be in a wheelchair.
Wow.
And we started searching. My husband and I just got married, and we found our way to another neurologist who had better bedside manner and found, a way to kind of consider that there was alternatives. And we went on our journey to read a lot of books, try a lot of different modalities. And over 7 years, I've found my health became stronger, and I kind of had no other symptoms, and not since.
Wow. And you had children. How many do you have?
So my first daughter is adopted, and 20 months later, I gave birth to my second daughter, and then 6 years later, my third.
And that, by the way, is how it happens. You forget about it. There's some weird thing that happens when you adopt, and then all of a sudden you start popping them out. You know that, right? You know that from experience.
Well, my belief was I didn't have to go through that physical experience to be a mom, and I didn't want to push the envelope and get sick. I mean, it was still back in my mind what the doctor had said to me, that, pregnancy is going to put a burden on your health. And I just said, I want to not be a sick mom. And I will welcome any child. And that baby healed me. And having that baby healed my core, healed my soul. And then I became pregnant without knowing and had my second child.
And you have 3 now. What are the age ranges?
My oldest just turned 24, 22, and 16.
Oh, they're adult. They don't need mom as much anymore.
We have a full house. I debate that they need mom more now.
Especially all right. I like that. I like that. I like having kids around myself. Listen, are children in the United States, do you think we're raising them healthy, or are we not?
Well, I founded Nourish Our Kids in 2003 after I graduated from the Institute for Integrated Nutrition. And the reason why I formed Nourish Our Kids, because I had gone shopping and I was asked to donate to feeding the children. And I looked at the cashier and said, we need to nourish our children. We're not feeding children healthy foods. to help them grow into being healthy adults. And the alarming statistics with the obesity rise in children over the pandemic has grown by more than 20%.
Yeah, it's awful. And
So-
if you go, occasionally I may imbibe in fast food. I don't do it regularly, but when I do, I'm always amazed at seeing a very hefty family with very hefty kids feeling very, very sorry for those kids.
It's the marketing. I think we need to do a better job in educating parents and children and all of us, how to make good choices, how to read labels. Why I recovered is because I learned that I was eating it was environmental. It was a lot of the chemicals that were in my environment that was leaking into my tissues, into my body, which made me sick. So I became green before anybody was talking about green. The same with our foods. There's a lot of chemicals, and there's a lot of fake ingredients.
I try very hard to stay away from preservatives. I try to buy organic and non-GMO foods. You can't do it 100%. If you want a banana and they don't have any, and they're bundling here in Ventura County, California, where I live, if I want an organic banana, I have to buy 6 or 8 bananas at a time. I can only eat 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. And so what I do is I buy regular bananas, but I'm figuring because of that thick skin, none of the junk is getting into the banana itself. Would you comment on that?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. What I've learned is that our soil is so contaminated. However, what's grown on a tree is less contaminated, but we're spraying it.
Right.
And so, yes, maybe the inside is less full of chemicals. Maybe.
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 You see, you have a whole family there. My kids have sprouted wings and have gone. So there's only 2 of us. And if we had 6 bananas, we would be bound up, if you understand my drift.
Well, freeze them. That's what my daughter does. Because bananas are high in calories.
Right.
So I'm not always a fan of having a banana a day or a few bananas a week. It's once in a while.
Right.
And
it's a dessert. It can be a
calories.
dessert. It could be a dessert. And frozen bananas are delicious. That's a good idea.
You could put them in a smoothie. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Putting them in a smoothie. What is the number one? Let me rephrase that. Is there anything that you buy that doesn't have, that is not GMO or organic, or are you 100% reading labels?
So as I was going through my healing journey, I became like a food Nazi. And I was so afraid to compromise. And it was very hard because I live in New York City and I had a corporate job. And when I went to the Institute for Nutrition, I became liberated. I met a lot of people like me. Maybe it wasn't called MS, but maybe it was called lupus. Maybe it was called another, autoimmune disease.
Right. Donna, we're going to take time out right now. We'll be back. We have some more time together. We're talking with Donna Tergeson. She's a holistic health counselor, amongst other things, and most importantly to me, she's an optimist. You can find out more about her at nourishourkids.com, nourishourkids.com. We'll be back as Late Night Health continues.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
Role models. They can make all the difference. In our world today, they have never been more important. One of the nation's most successful mentoring organizations is Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of Los Angeles. Their mission is to assist youth in achieving their full potential through innovative and impactful programs. And no nonprofit agency does it better. Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of LA serves Jewish children, boys and girls in our local community with a mentoring program that's been going strong since 1915. That's only the beginning. This nationally known agency owns and operates Camp Bob Waldorf. Its summer camping and weekend retreat programs enrich the lives of youth throughout Greater Los Angeles. Then there's a college support program, and last but not least, work that helps kids all over the world through the Teen Talk app. Want to learn more? Go to jbbbsla.org. Donate. Get involved. There's no better way to make a difference.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We're talking about nutrition specifically for kids, but I wanted to ask Donna Turgeson, our guest, can parents and grandparents and adults in general learn about their own nutrition from Nourish Our Kids?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I just want to go back and I want to answer your last question about,
Sure.
Do you have to be 100% organic, non-GMO? And I say no. I follow the 80-20 rule. 80% as clean as possible. 20% whatever feeds my heart and soul. and my lifestyle.
That would be
And
chocolate for me.
yes, and to be
Yeah.
okay with it because we're human. And what I do, and I'm doing it right now, I'm doing a 10-day cleanse. So every 3 months I do a 10-day cleanse. And so I can take those impurities and I can flush them out of my body. So I just wanted to let you know.
Right. When you're doing that cleanse, do you have to stay close to home?
No, it's not starving. It's really easy. You're really taking white flour, dairy, animal protein. You're eating fruits and vegetables. You're drinking a clean drink that's going to really nourish your gallbladder and your organs and help you and drinking a ton of water. No suffering. I'm not about suffering.
Good, because I'm a big baby and I couldn't do that then. What about the
Let me tell you about the
supplements?
kids. Okay. So after doing a lot of volunteer work in the inner cities, working alongside or great organizations like the Children's Aid Society and I Have a Dream Foundation, what I learned is teaching children, the littles, 3 to 5-year-olds, about go foods and about slow foods and encouraging them to make the right decisions to help their body grow. It works. And these kids went home, and we're talking, this is Harlem, this is the Bronx. They went home and they were teaching their parents. And their parents were in the shopping center, and the children were saying, Mama, 1% leche. Mama, agua. After the 16-week program, the parents came home and they lost weight. Older siblings lost weight. So I'm all about empowering the littles and teaching the littles about, in a fun, whimsical way, about food and nature and helping them teach their parents and the world.
When you were a kid and your mother made broccoli, at that time, broccoli was cooked until it was gray, right? Do you remember that? And it's just nasty stuff. I couldn't eat it then. And
I'm Italian. I know my last name is Turgeson, but I'm Donna Massaro from Queens, New York. And my grandmother had her vegetable garden, and her broccoli with ayul was out of the world. So
wow,
that's how I grew up.
So you grew up with the right kind of cooking. Even though we didn't call it non-GMO, it was without pesticides and it was natural and wholesome.
As wholesome as it could be in Queens, New York, near LaGuardia Airport. And I think that's where your earlier question about, do we guarantee that the foods that we're growing in our polluted soils, right, or what we're growing in, even out there in the polluted air on trees, is wholesome and is it clean enough for us to eat? And so I have a lot of tips and tricks on how to kind of cleanse it, in a very inexpensive way with apple cider vinegar, getting all of it as clean as possible.
It's interesting. I just talked to somebody about cannabis and hemp. And apparently cannabis and hemp suck up heavy metals that are in the soil and in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So if you plant hemp or cannabis, you're cleaning up your soil. I found that interesting because of what the plant does. Of course, then you're going to do something with that hemp plant, and that's not good. You're getting all those heavy metals in your hemp products of one kind or another. Our guest is Donna Turgeson. She's a health counselor, a holistic health counselor, managing director at HBR Consulting. You work with corporations to ensure good quality health?
So I'm a trained legal consultant. So that work is really, it's transformative as well, but not about health and wellness. Although I do a lot of work with.
You juggle a lot of different things, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Right. If you had to, what is one food that you don't eat, but every now and then you'd crave?
A good food or a bad food?
A bad food.
Oh, bad food. Chocolate chip cookies.
You don't eat them at all, or just once in a while?
Once in a while.
Once in a while. Because I'll buy chocolate chip cookies once in a while at Whole Foods. They're not as good as what we can do here at home, but they are made with, organic everything. And I think they're pretty good.
They are very good. But there is sugar, and so trying to be mindful of the amount of sugar consumption.
Yeah, sugar is very addictive, as we all have heard. What's your take on supplements? Because, our food, as you've said, it's grown in not, the soil is not so good. What about supplements to provide nutrients to kids and to adults?
I feel you have to find a nutraceutical that is pharmaceutical grade, right? Don't go buy your vitamins and GNC, right? And even if you go to Whole Foods, there's a lot of confusion, and you're not getting the counseling and the support to help guide you. So, but I take a lot of nutrients, and I work with other practitioners and doctors to help find the right combination.
And everybody's needs are different. Donna, we're running out of time, and I know you are too. Our guest, Donna Tergeson, you can visit her at nourishourkids.com, nourishourkids.com, and learn more about what Donna does, how you can help your kids, your grandkids, because that's just really something that I think we all should be able to do to our kids, and to give them quality, good food. And it just popped into my head. Even when they're young, can you do that 80-20 rule so that every now and then they get a little bit of fast food, or not?
I'm not a fan of fast food or bringing the children into those establishments. But yes, I think that if they're baking with you, that's an experience and that's a memory. And so they should not feel that they're like anybody else. And so I always look for the best option, to your point about the chocolate chip cookies. Let them have what everybody else has, but find the best ingredients. Read your
Gotcha.
label.
Donna, look forward to our conversation next time. We'll do it again. Thank you. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Daryl, for everything you do for us.
My pleasure.
And thank you for listening. As I say every week, have a good week, everybody. Wear that mask, stay healthy, and have a great, healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.